Welcome to the Bellingham-Whatcom County League of Women Voters interviews of candidates for the Lynden School Board. The League is a nonpartisan organization. We never support or oppose a party or a candidate. My name is Minda Ray Amiran, and my guest is Nick Sawka, who is running for the school board from District 5. We are asking both of the candidates for this office the same three questions. Each candidate has 2 minutes to answer each question, and the answers are timed. This video of candidate Sawka's responses will remain on our website until after the general elections on November 4th, 2025. Candidate Sawka, thank you very much for agreeing to this interview and for seeking to serve in public office.
Thank you very much for having me today, ma'am.
Our first question is, what specific issues or goals inspire you to run for the Lynden School Board?
Well, I think my biggest driver is my children. I have 2 girls in the public school system, and one's in middle school and one is in elementary school, and they're essentially my world. So for me, I felt as if I could be more of a service to my community and my daughters if I served on the school board. And I have a background in business management, um, a little bit of communication background, and I also served in the military for 20 years in the United States Coast Guard. And I thought it would be a great way for me to give back to my community in order to run for school board and hopefully win. I also think that I don't believe there's anybody else that would be able to do the job quite like me. There's a lot of bad publicity out there about the public school system and public education, but there are a lot of good things going on. And we need to highlight that. We also need to shine a light on the bad stuff, but that's not to say there's not good stuff going on and stuff that everybody can get behind and support. And that's one of the reasons why I'm running, because I want to make sure that the students, the staff, and the families, the parents are equally represented.
Thank you very much. Our second question is, I'm sorry. I'm starting the second question. The second question is, what role should the board play in hiring, evaluating, and supporting the superintendent and district leadership?
That's a great question. So the board itself represents the community. It represents the voters. And I look at it as a big circle. And so you elect the board. The board then oversees the superintendent and oversees the district administrators. And they are responsible to not only the board, but the community, and the cycle starts over. I think they play a very big role and a key role into making sure that the community's direction is being followed. So in Lynden, if the community wanted a certain policy or a certain style of curriculum, then the school board should align with the needs of the community and have the administrators follow suit.
Thank you very much. Our third and last question. What is your philosophy on academic curriculum decisions, particularly around culturally responsive education and representation?
Well, history is actually my favorite subject. I love history. I think that if we don't know where we came from, we're not going to know where we're going. But I also believe that we need to focus on history as a whole. Again, going back to my first answer, if we don't tell the good and the bad of the story, we're only telling half of the story. And so for me, I want to make sure that even our history, our history is our history curriculum is following that suit, right? We don't necessarily want to sugarcoat anything. We want to make sure that our kids are able to get a education that will allow them to become good community members and hopefully stay in the community that they've graduated from. Because that's ultimately the thing that we're doing. We're planting seeds and hoping that these children grow up and flourish in the communities in which they live. Again, one of the things that Lynden does that I think is awesome, they have these community outreach panels. Well, they'll bring community members in and they'll say, what do you think about these 5 curriculum? And then based off of that, they'll select one of them. And I think that's awesome. I mean, the more parental involvement you can get into a school at any level, you're going to see a benefit from. And that's what we need to do. We need to be focusing on bringing parents, bringing grandparents, aunts and uncles back into the school system. And whenever we do that, we're going to see some pretty good returns, I think.
Thank you very much. Once again, thank you for giving the public this insight into your views and values. Viewers, please don't forget to vote by November 4th. Ballots sent by mail must be postmarked by that date. Ballots placed in drop boxes must be submitted by 8 p.m. that day. For more information, please see votewa.gov. Thank you.